Hey everybody, welcome to a new video. I am really sorry that I haven't made a video in months. I had my exams and then I had to write papers, and as soon as that was done I started working, and I also had to work through weekends, so I basically had no time to myself or to make a video. So let's get right into it. This video is about adverbs and numbers. Because a lot of people asked me to do numbers again. I think I once did a video on them but deleted it, I'm sorry. And I thought adverbs are really useful too. And also somebody asked me to make a phonological video about Swiss German, which is probably one that I should have made a long time ago, you know, with sounds and how to actually pronounce certain sequences of letters. I'll probably make that video next. Let's start. Adverbs of time. Today is heute. Heute. Yesterday is gestr. Gestr. Tomorrow is morn. Morn. Soon is gli. Gli. You could also say bald, but bald is a more High German word which we took over and we also use it, but I would say that the gli is the more Swiss German word. Immediately, sofort. Sofort. Already, scho. Scho. Back in the day, früehner. Früehner. Right now, grad jetzt. Actually, now means jetzt, but there are people like me who either say jetzt without the t at the end, so not jetzt, but jetzt, or even jetzt. Jetzt. Jetzt, something like that. Before means voranä, voranä. Recently, vor churzäm, vor churzäm. Finally and at last means endli, endli. Those are the adverbs of time. Then adverbs of frequency, sometimes, mängisch, mängisch. Often, öpädiä, or oft, or hüüfig. So hüüfig means more like frequently, and then öpädiä could also mean sometimes, but is in between sometimes and often. And then oft would be, as you can tell from the word already, often and oft is the same. And see what I did there? Often has this open at the beginning. It's not often, it's often. Whereas in Swiss German it's oft, oft. I think you can even tell by my mouth, it's really closed. Oft, often, oft. Yeah, just so you know what to kind of pay attention to. Every once in a while, ab und zu. Ab und zu. Always, immr. Immr. Seldom or rarely, sälte. Sälte. Never, nie. Nie. Again, wiedr. Wiedr. Usually, amigs, amel. So if you want to say, I usually go to church on Sundays, or I used to go to church on Sundays, so meaning you know you went every Sunday or every weekend or every holiday, you would say amel or amigs. Then we have once, twice, thrice, even though nobody says thrice anymore, 3 times, 4 times, and so on. Eimal, zweimal, drümal. So the mal would be like times, like one time, eimal. And then you just attach the numbers, eimal, zweimal. But of course for that you need the numbers, so let's switch to numbers quickly. 1 is ice. Ice. Although if you want to say one man, it's n. We learned it last time with the articles where you have n, ice, kind, for example, or kind, kind, with the s. So that would be one, or a child, basically, kind. Then you have Frau. So just so that you know that you have to adapt them gender-wise. So depending on what gender, grammatical gender the word has, you have to adapt the one. But then zwei used to be adapted as well. I think it was something like zweimal, two men, zwei Frauen, zwei Kinder. I'm not completely sure though because we don't use it anymore. So now it's just zwei. Zwei means two. 3 is drü. Four is vier. 5 is füüf or foif. Füüf, foif. Doesn't really matter which one you use. 6 is sächs. 7 is siebä. 8 is acht. 9 is neun. And 10 is zäh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then let's go back to the adverbs. We have adverbs of quantity, as in much, a bit, a little, a few, and so on. So much or a lot or many is viel. A little would be wenig, or just little would be wenig. A little would be ächli, or even a spitzeli. But for example, a spitzeli is used like a bit. A few is a spar. And then finally we come to the adverbs of intensity, as in very, almost, and so on. So very or heaps means sehr, or mega, or fish, or ooh. So for example, if you want to tell somebody, I really like you, or I like you very much, you would say ich ha dich gern, or ich ha dich mega gern, ich ha dich sehr gern, ich ha dich fest gern. So you could use any of those. Almost or nearly means fast. You could also leave away the T at the end, so instead of fast, you could also say fasch. A lot of people do that, I think I do that as well. So almost or nearly is fasch. My battery just died on my other camera, so I borrowed my dad's camera, but I have no idea how this will affect the quality or the sequence of the video, so I'm really sorry about that if one is crappier than the other, or yeah. Anyway, it broke off with the adverbs of intensity. So really is wirklich, or as a lot of other people and I as well say wirklich, where you just drop the, what are they called, approximants? I think those are the approximants, the R and the L. So you can say wirklich, where you say the R and you say the L, or you can just say wirklich, where you drop the R, or you can drop both of them and just say wirklich. Either of them works fine and people will understand you. Then not at all means überhaupt nicht, although again nicht is the way that the Winterthur people, so people from my city, say not, need, whereas people from other areas of Zurich say nöd. So whichever is easier for you to pronounce, I guess, both are understood. So überhaupt nicht or überhaupt nöd, not at all. Then quite means ziemlich, so I quite like her, ich habe sie ziemlich gern, ziemlich. And incredibly is unglaublich. That's all for today. I think this video is already long enough. Have a great week. Bye.